Hey everyone, my name is Jen O'Sullivan and we're doing a video series that are all on make and take, super fun, inexpensive ways to share oils with friends and family and make it fun for them to experience them in a chemical-free way where you can actually replace tons and tons and tons of things that you use every single day that have synthetic chemicals in them and replace them with things that are actually good for your health, right? That's the whole goal here. And we do know that so many of the chemicals that we use in our house and on our bodies are actually endocrine disruptors. They wreak havoc on our entire systems. And so by just changing out some of the products in our everyday life, you'll see that we actually can start cleaning up our lives, not even from any other perspective than just changing out some of these products. And the benefit is they actually work better. Imagine that. they work better. So this is a split end hair spray. I'll fold this so you guys can just copy the stuff there. So we'll stick that there so you can do a screen grab. I think that's in all the way. There you go. Get a screen grab. Okay. I'm pretty sure it's right side forward. I don't know. This new Facebook Live thing, you can flip it and I don't know which way's up. So I have no clue. Hopefully that was right for you guys. Anyhow, it's basically a 2 to 4 ounce spray bottle. It just depends on your hair, how much hair you have and how damaged your hair is. So I always like to go small. We just talked about this in our last video that we like to start small, do things that are smaller, try it out first. Never make huge batches of anything. So it's really important that when you do a make and take, think small. Think small, simple, pretty, and fun. Okay, those are always the good guidelines to do. Okay, so as always, we're gonna look at what we're putting in this, and I found my Frank. So we're gonna do regular frankincense, lavender, cedar wood, rosemary, and clary sage. Okay, so depending on what you've got going on, you can actually swap out clary sage for sacred sandalwood. So if you're not having any hormonal issues, the clary sage really just helps for female hormones. You know, we don't ever get split ends because of hormones per se. It's really just damaged hair and us overstyling. So what we're gonna do here is create this beautiful synergy of oils that you're gonna spray on your hair like 2 or 3 times a day, just whenever you feel like you wanna do it. So again, a 2 to 4 ounce spray bottle, and my directions call for 10 drops each, but you can do 5 drops each of these oils in a smaller bottle, depends on what you're doing. So again, you don't need to ever overuse oils. Oils are super strong and powerful, and so, you know, if somebody tells you that you need, 300 drops of essential oils in a water bottle with water, I would say that's a little bit excessive. Just depends on what you're using. So if you're doing like a bug spray, like something for critter control, maybe, but we talk a little bit about that later. We'll do that I think in 3 days. Okay, so frankincense. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a half spray bottle because again, I will use these and then lose them and misplace them, and then it drives me crazy. So I like to go smaller than bigger. There is an issue with airspace though in anything. The water is already oxygenated, so we don't have to worry about extra airspace. If I was going to create a synergy of only essential oils, you want to watch the airspace. You don't want to have too much head space, meaning air room. You want to keep it in the smallest bottle possible when you're creating a straight synergy. But because we're adding water, kind of doesn't matter. So I'm taking a 2 ounce and I'm going to make it a 1 ounce by just filling it halfway full. So we're just going to do 5 drops each. So this is a 2 to 4 ounce spray bottle that it's calling for 10 drops each. And again, you can just do equal parts, okay? So I'm gonna do 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of my frankincense. And again, you can pre-do everything, like literally take all the caps off and kind of line them up. Oils are volatile, which means the molecules are super small and they are very excited to leap into the air, meaning they are ready to go. So it's good to kind of just get them in there and then cap them right away. All right, lavender, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I've got my cedar wood. Slower again, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the thing about this, remember it's higher in sesquiterpenes, which is a heavier molecule. All right, and then we've got rosemary. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is helpful for shine. And then I'm going to use clary sage. Not all of you need to do that. 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, you could put sandalwood in there if you want. We're going to swirl this to blend. Okay, and I'm going to put these caps on. You don't ever want your oils open. And you don't ever want to over tighten them either. So you don't want to like rank them tight. You don't want to keep them under tight because they will escape. You want to go right until it's just taut. Okay, do you know what that word is? Taut. Hand taut. If you over tighten them, the caps could break and then you have problems. If you under tighten them, they will leak out. They will find a way. Okay, so here's our little mix here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of jojoba oil. Now jojoba, let's see if I can get that to come into focus for you guys. I don't know if it will, but you guys can read that. Jojoba oil is technically a wax. So mixed with the essential oils, the carrier oil that I'm adding into this essential oil mix is going to help keep those oils encased in the carrier oil, because then we're going to add water to it. All right, so anything you make, even our hair follicle spray, you can do this. You can actually put a little bit of carrier oil in there to help it just do better, okay? So meaning it's just going to carry these essential oils to your hair. And the jojoba oil, because it's technically a wax, now remember it's calling for 1 teaspoon. So we're only going to do half a teaspoon in this because we're doing a half of the actual thing that we're making here. Technically we're doing about a quarter. We're doing about a quarter, exactly. Because I did 5 of each, it calls for 10 of each, so it's half. Sorry. Too many make and takes today. So we're just going to add this in. It's literally a half of a teaspoon of carrier oil in there. And then you want to mix this up. So again, I'm swirling it to mix, getting that mixed up in there. Okay, see that? I don't know if you guys can see. I wish it would focus closer up. But all that's doing is it's helping that synergy now stay in a carrier. So if you want to go crazy and really blend this like this, it's like those blood cylindrical force. Is that how you say it? Oh, that's terrible. Anyhow, it's literally like I'm getting that carrier oil to synergize in with those essential oils. I want them to be in there. So it's not very much. It's pretty small. It's like right down to here. And then I'm taking my water. It's distilled water, or you can use hydrosol. So remember the hair follicle spray, we talked about making your own hydrosol. And again, when I go back in and put notes on these for you guys, there will be the links to some of these other things. But the split end spray, I use aligned water. You can Google that. If you want to ask me about that, where I get mine, you're welcome to message me on that question only. Don't say, what do I do about this rash? So many of you guys like send me crazy messages about, what do I do about this? I can't legally answer those. But if you want to know where I get mine, you're welcome to ask me. And I can tell you, you can go Google aligned water. Okay, so how do you align water? You can actually do it yourself. It's not as effective, it's not as aligned, but it's pretty close. But aligned water is going to actually help this whole thing get into the structure of your hair. It's going to make your hair a little healthier. So it's great for toner, spray, all that stuff. So remember, we're filling this half full because I'm doing a half. I'm basically doing an ounce here. So, and what you can see here, which is pretty cool, is, I don't know if you can see the drops in there. I don't think you guys can. I wish you could. But there's like bubbles. And I can actually see the carrier oil holding on to the essential oil molecules inside, which is really fascinating to see. So all I would do though to use this is shake it. So remember, we normally don't ever want to do that because I'm oxygenating this. But you shake it each time. And this is again why you make a really small amount. So you shake it and then you spray it on your ends. And oh, it smells so good, you guys. Like seriously, so good. And just spray it a couple times a day, like on those ends, and it's amazing. It's such a good split end serum. Okay, so it's just a spray, but you can do it right when your hair is wet. So wash your hair, get it out right before you dry it. You can put some on, just the ends, and then dry your hair as usual, and then you can go ahead and and spray a little bit after you've dried it as well if you want. If you get naturally frizzy hair, you don't need to do this one. You can take our serum, that hair serum, and get your hands nice and warm and just kind of lay down those little ends, okay? So I love this one. It's a really good one. And you'll see it'll stay pretty much in there, meaning like it will actually disperse fairly well for a while, but just every time you go to use it, shake it. Any oil that you have in water that you're shaking, it's a better idea to keep it in your refrigerator. It's gonna last longer. So I recommend that. So, and make it small so that you can just use it up within about a week and then make another one. All right, so that is our split end spray. Look at us moving through all these. We've got, how many more do we have? Oh, we've got a lot. We've got a lot today. We're doing like 15 videos today. So I hope you're sticking with me on this, okay? So it's very good. And yeah, you just refrigerate this one. Okay, so we'll see you in a bit. Bye.